With a $700,000 budget in Western Palm Beach County, the real decision isn't what can you buy, it's where should you buy. Because at this price point, you have some options, and the right option depends entirely on how you want your everyday life to feel. I focus on Western Palm Beach County, Wellington, Westlake, the Acreage, Palm Beach Gardens, and the surrounding Western communities, because this is where the most growth and long-term planning is happening. And at $700,000, the trade-offs between these areas become very clear. When someone calls me and says, we have a budget that we want to stay within, my first question isn't about how many bedrooms do you want. It's about what brings you to the area. Are you familiar with the area? Are there doctors that you need to be near? Is there a job that you'll be traveling to and from? How about the schools, the turnpike, airport? Be near the beach. And things are important like, are you storing a boat or an RV? Do you need space for animals or a swing set? Because I absolutely want you to get a great house. That's my goal. But I also want you to love the area that the house sits in. A bigger house doesn't feel better if it's too far from the things that you want to do often. So let's walk through what $700,000 looks like in 4 different parts of Western Palm Beach County. Let's start with Westlake. Westlake is Florida's newest city, developed by Minto Communities. At around $700,000, Westlake feels strong in a few specific ways. First is inventory. Westlake is about halfway built out, and there's still new active construction going on there. And there are also resales from the last few years. That means that you typically have more options to compare. You're not fighting over 1 or 2 listings. You can evaluate the layout, the lot size, upgrades, location, and price more comfortably. Second, new construction advantage. Most homes here were built within the last 5 years. That usually means impact windows, newer roofs, modern systems, energy efficiency, and that leads to better insurance positioning compared to what older homes are going to bring. For some buyers, that peace of mind matters. Third is community energy. Westlake tends to attract 2 main groups. Many buyers moved from the surrounding areas because they wanted less land, less maintenance, and more planned amenities. The other large group is out-of-state relocators who are brand new to Florida living. So there's a shared sense of building something together. Retail is expanding, a new school is coming, community events are active. There's excitement there. Now here's another thing to think about. Westlake is west, so it is still developing. There is a freestanding emergency room and commercial growth going on, but you're not surrounded by established medical corridors. And if you're commuting east every day, drive time matters. If you want to tell me you want modern layouts, newer systems, strong inventory, and you're comfortable being part of a growing city, Westlake can feel like a very strong option. Now let's talk about the Acreage. This is where I live, and it's completely different from a planned development. At around $700,000 in the Acreage, you're typically looking at 1 to 1.5 acre lots. Most homes are on well and septic. There is no homeowners association. It is zoned agricultural residential, which gives you flexibility. And that flexibility is the key. You can build a detached garage, store a boat or an RV, add a barn, fence your property, create a mother-in-law suite, expand your existing residence over time. You could even plant a nursery in your backyard. So you're not buying amenities, you're buying freedom. With that freedom does come responsibility. You maintain your own well, your own septic, and your land. There are no sidewalks, and there are no master planned clubhouses. So if you're looking for walkability to restaurants, this is not that. But what you do gain is space and privacy and a different kind of community. Like, we don't trick-or-treat here like a planned neighborhood might do from door to door. But on Halloween, one entire block shuts down and the neighbors put out tents and families tailgate from tent to tent. The kids go trick-or-treating and it feels like a giant street festival. And when someone loses a dog, everyone rallies together to bring that pet home. So when someone needs help, the neighbors show up. It's not a structured community, it's an organic community. So if you tell me you want land, flexibility, privacy, and you don't mind a little bit more self-management, $700,000 can feel strong in the Acreage. If you tell me you want low maintenance, built-in amenities, then we're going to need to look elsewhere. Now let's move into Wellington. Wellington feels established. It has a reputation. It's known internationally for its equestrian season, and it has very strong school structure. The infrastructure is already in place in the city, and at $700,000, Wellington often feels balanced. You are close to Wellington Regional Medical Center, established doctors, and the Florida Turnpike, which also major highways. Palm Beach International isn't far, shopping, dining, it's daily convenience. So this is not future development of a large community like out west, this is proven convenience. Wellington has also historically been very strong as a long-term investment. And what gives me confidence in saying that is not just history, it's how they continue to evolve. So they've just built a brand new state-of-the-art aquatic center. And they're going to take the old aquatic center and knock it down and expand the green space to improve walkability for the community events. They're bringing in new dining concepts and they're reinvesting in commercial areas instead of letting them decline. That says something about their leadership. $700,000 can help you find a solid single-family home in an established neighborhood. Now, it may be older. It might have been built in 1990s to early 2000s. And you may not get brand new finishes unless it's been renovated. But you are buying good schools, location, infrastructure, and long-term positioning. So if you want balance, not too far west, not overly congested, with access to healthcare and highways, Wellington can feel very comfortable. Now let's talk about Palm Beach Gardens. Palm Beach Gardens was founded in 1959 as a garden city, and they made a commitment to preserving the green space. It's known as the golf capital of the world. It carries prestige, it carries brand recognition, and at $700,000, this is where the conversation tightens, especially east of Jog Road. Much of the area is built out, and inventory can feel limited. So you may be looking at smaller homes or a townhome compared to what the same budget buys in Westlake or Wellington. Again, that's not a bad decision, it just means you're buying into a premium zip code. You're closer to Jupiter, closer to the beaches, surrounded by golf courses and high-end dining and established communities. Traffic can be heavier as you move east. Availability can tighten a bit more for inventory. That's something to consider. It may take a little longer to find something. But for some buyers, the prestige, proximity, and long-term positioning are worth the trade-off. Now, let me say something important. When somebody tells me they don't want to make a mistake, that's exactly why we slow this down. I've been helping homeowners buy and sell in this area for over 20 years, and most of the families that I work with either work with me 2 and 3 times, 4 times, or they refer me to their friends. And that only happens when people feel confident in their decision. This process can become emotional quickly. It's easy to fall in love with a property or a beautiful kitchen. My role is to bring logic back into the decision, to look at the history of the area and where it is headed, discuss whether it supports the lifestyle that you have described to me that you're looking for. So in Western Palm Beach County, you can have choices. Westlake offers newer construction and strong inventory. The Acreage offers freedom and flexibility. Wellington offers balance and infrastructure and long-term stability. And Palm Beach Gardens offers prestige and proximity with tighter inventory. Each requires a different strategy. If you're relocating to Western Palm Beach County in the next 3 to 12 months and trying to decide how to allocate your budget, let's start with a 15-minute relocation call. It's simply a conversation to see if we're a good fit and to answer any initial questions you might have before you even book a flight. And if it makes sense after that, we'll schedule a more detailed planning session, map out a strategy that supports your future, because you're not just buying a house, you're choosing how you want to live. And if you're exploring the area of moving to Palm Beach County, make sure you subscribe. I share new videos every week, breaking down different communities, price points, lifestyle options, so you can make the most informed decision possible. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.